Hello and welcome, I'm Clark Mason. This time on Service Above Self, we're going to be taking a look at some segments from Rotary Video Magazine. The Rotary Video Magazine shows the work that clubs around the globe are doing to make this world a better place. Natural disasters can destroy lives and even entire towns. Reawakenings highlights the efforts of Rotary in Sri Lanka rebuilding schools following the 2004 tsunami.
Suddenly, we heard that the ocean was overflowing. Most of us lived near the shore, and I became very frightened.
Sri Lanka was very, very badly affected. Water was inside 1.5 kilometers at 7-8 feet heights. There was a whole train which was taken off the tracks.
We fled for our lives. A lot of people, the poorest people in our village, were swept away.
Two of our good friend Rotarians, their bodies were found 1.5 months later. Every family had somebody known or a friend who sacrificed his life.
It's heartbreaking. You can't describe it. You don't want such things happening again.
When tsunami happened on December 26 of 2004, I was the governor in Rotary District, Sri Lanka. We thought we must immediately do relief work.
We had clothing out there, we had food, we had antibiotics, we made contact with Rotarians in other parts of the world.
I knew behind my mind that the whole Rotary world is there to help us. If there's a calamity, Rotary is always there.
I was stunned. I couldn't believe this had happened to our school.
Everyone wanted to contribute in some way to rebuilding our country. We had an army of 1,500 Rotarians who were willing to throw their shoulders to the wheel. And if we were not going to do it, who else would do it?
Literacy is something that the Rotary clubs in Sri Lanka have been involved in even long before tsunami.
It's good to give antibiotics, it's good to give clothing, it's good to give food. But you know, at the end of the day, in 2-3 weeks, it's all forgotten. But imagine building 25 schools. Imagine sending 11,000 children back to school, not for just 1 year, for years and years, for generations. What more do you want to drive you?
We're studying with the memory of our old school and looking forward to our new one.
Well, I think we had a clear vision. We knew exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to build 25 schools. And so we called it Schools Reawakening, building what cannot be destroyed.
Then I, as a governor, I had to select 25, the strongest 25 Rotary clubs in the districts to supervise these 25 schools. I invited Ravi to chair the thing because he's the most capable person in my opinion.
This is a very, very big project by any standards. We're talking about $12 million. It's been a multitude of people, Rotarians, who were really the backbone of this whole project. The foundation from one side, the foundation came in with a large grant itself.
The Rotary Foundation doesn't allow to do any construction work under humanitarian grants. But here, it was a different scenario. The Rotary Foundation raised a separate fund, and there were no restrictions attached to that.
And you'll be amazed at the number of people who supported us, from grants of $850,000 to a club in North Devon in England who gave us £16. And we brought in people like Microsoft, people like Red Cross, people like Room to Read. Our biggest partner is the Standard Chartered Bank.
As soon as the tsunami news hit, our CEO in London called to say what is it that we could do. We set about was looking at a way in which we could be most effective. So we were delighted when the Rotarians showed up with a plan and a whole infrastructure of clubs around the whole of Sri Lankan island to undertake the work and the governance and oversight of reconstruction efforts.
Diane met with the contractors. We've explained the nature of the problem and what that we need to move on with this. Otherwise, we are falling well behind our time scale on this Kayankani school. Amal, can you just tell us what?
Well, the contractor couldn't perform.
One would imagine when you build a school, you would have a problem with your contractor, you would have a problem with cement, you would have a problem with transport. We didn't realize the problems we'll have with land.
The schools that was on the coastal belt has to go inside. We had to give up 4 schools due to non-availability of land.
The militants came into the picture, having to move out of some sites because there were bullets going over your head. And in some cases, we had to pull out all our workers because there was a serious threat that they could get injured, hurt, or even die. Is that workable? Lucky, what do you think?
The landscaping?
Dan, can I have you in a minute?
The fact that our new school is being built fills me with happiness. Rotarians are a group that thinks about others and helps when people have calamities. Building schools might be their best project yet. The saying is true, when one school closes, you have to build 10 prisons.
Every school is a model school. It will have its own computer labs, it will have its own libraries, it will have excellent water system, it will have lighting and clean water from solar energy devices. In fact, these schools will be better than the rest of the schools in the system.
I was already in the building trade, construction of buildings. It so happened that Governor Lucky requested me, he said, won't you like to do this for the sake of the Rotary? I like this place so much, so that, and especially the priest of this area, who so willingly gave us the land, I said, yes, I have to develop this. The day when we came to open this school, I mean, our club members, all of us, we came over here, and that's the time that we really felt the happiness.
About maintenance. Do you get support from the parents of the children? We think it's important. Parents also must take an active interest in their school, the children's.
The problem is parents have economic problems. They like to support, they give their labor support.
Yeah. They do their best.
Yeah.
The Rotary Club has clearly helped us move forward and has helped the children in the right way. Now this area is better off economically and socially than it was before the tsunami.
Everybody friends, no religions different, no, we are not see the religion different, no, all of both pupils.
What else?
Education is a must for everybody. They don't start. So if they are educated only, they could find employment and go for a better living.
The whole country could see that Rotarians did not worry about which community they were supporting. They picked the territory, they were fair, they went across to the most difficult places, and they built schools.
මේ පින්තූරේ Rotarian magazine එකේ වැටුණු පින්. හම්බුණානේ. ඒ දැන් වගේම තමයි.
I haven't forgotten this school. I come here whenever I can. This school made me what I am.
This school was very poor. When we compare then and now, there is a huge difference. Today, the children are very excited about studying.
In 3 months, I will have an examination. I think I can go to university. After that, I'm going to become a children's doctor.
Well, Rotary always believes in youth. That is why we have programs like Interact, Rotaract, RILA. And children, we believe that children are the future of any society. To give them good facilities and encourage them to study, and they will do wonders.
I thought they had come from heaven to build us a beautiful palace. And truly, it became a beautiful palace.
10, 15 years down the road, if someone asked, when the great tsunami hit you, what did Rotary do? We should be in a position to say, this is what Rotary did. The tsunami took away our buildings, our motor cars, all our worldly possessions. It took away many members of our family. But we just said we will not let our spirit die.
While being the world's oldest service organization, Rotary is a mystery to most people. The following segment highlights the efforts of Rotary in France to get the word out, while at the same time giving budding journalists a leg up in their careers.
The people who have heard about Rotary usually don't really know what it does. Many projects are carried out, But we have difficulty communicating to the public who we are and what our values are.
Pourquoi les journalistes?
So why don't French journalists talk about Rotary? We thought that we needed to find a solution, or at least a way to improve our image with journalists.
Le Rotary soit mieux perçu par les journalistes. C'est ainsi qu'est née cette idée de
This is how we came to think of a competition open to graduates of journalism schools, young journalists, and in particular, young reporters.
Donc de jeunes journalistes, en particulier des journalistes reporters d'images.
Quand on est jeune
When you're a young journalist, you want to travel the world, to go to Africa or South America. The only problem is money.
Le problème, c'est l'argent.
De gagner le prix Rotary.
We had no funding to make this film, so to receive the Rotary Scholarship was a big help. And this film is quite significant for me and my future career.
Et qui est à un moment quelque chose de très important pour moi, pour ma carrière future.
To have the opportunity to work on a long story from the get-go, as soon as you graduate, really makes us dream.
Having very well-known French professionals telling you, well, we believe in you, we believe in your project, and I think we think you can do it. It's just the best encouragement you can get as a young journalist.
The image I had of Rotary changed. I remember asking myself, did I get it right? Is it really Rotary that sponsors a competition for new reporters, for young reporters?
Le magazine Le Rotarien, donc,
Le Rotarian magazine's target audience is French-speaking Rotarians, but it is also designed to promote Rotary's image to the public. We did some surveys on the subject and discovered that the French-speaking public does not have a clear idea what Rotary is.
Dans le public francophone est très brouillée, elle n'est pas claire. C'était
We wanted journalists and future journalists to improve the image of Rotary, and we wanted to help young people.
Et par là même, en même temps, aider les jeunes. Nous allons
We would help them make their first film, a 26-minute documentary.
De réaliser leur premier métrage, long métrage de 26 minutes. Depuis 4 ans,
we've had this competition for 4 years now. We've had 16 recipients, 16 young people who just graduated from a school of journalism, who received this €10,000 award. It's fully funded from the profits generated by the magazine Le Rotarian.
Les résultats du magazine Le Rotarien.
J'ai entendu parler du prix Rotary.
I heard about the Rotary Award during my second year at the School of Journalism in Lille. I was close to the end of my studies and would graduate soon. I saw posters in the school hallways and it instantly caught my attention.
Et évidemment, ça m'a tout de suite intéressée.
When I attended the School of Journalism, I noticed students applying for the Rotary Scholarship, and I said to myself, why not me at some point? You don't need a lot of money to make a film, but you need some financial support. I submitted a written application. I received an email, so I was a bit excited. I opened it and I read that I was asked to come for an interview with Rotary.
Donc là, on se retrouve face au jury.
You have to sell your project in front of a jury, and by the end of the day, you know whether or not you will receive a scholarship.
On est là où on a défendu notre dossier, qu'on sait si on a gagné ou pas.
I received a call from someone at Rotary. They asked Galaxy Press, and me in particular, if I was interested in being a member of a jury for a competition designed to reward young reporters and give them the opportunity to produce for themselves.
Nous y avons adjoint au jury.
The members of the jury are comprised of media professionals. In addition to the jury, we have 3 Rotarians from the magazine Le Rotarian. This team works together, reviews the applications, interviews the candidates, and makes the final selection.
Qui deviennent lauréats.
I was really stressed because I thought that the examination didn't go well. I thought I hadn't done a good job. I kind of lost hope, but then they announced that I had won second prize.
Well, I was very lucky and very happy because the Rotary thought that and the professionals in the jury thought that my project was worth, you know, filming. So I said, well, it's great.
It's completely surreal. At the end of the day, when you learn that this is going to be a reality, it's great.
Donc c'est génial. Alors, le film que j'ai réalisé,
The film I made is about a French woman who moved to South Africa, to Cape Town. She settled in a slum called Kaalicha to help local women. She founded a fair trade company, and the women make biodegradable eco-bags.
Donc, elle a créé une société de commerce équitable. Les femmes réalisent des sacs en toile de jute qui sont biodégradables. De voir un petit peu de
I wanted to have a perspective from inside, to see if in South Africa there's still an insurmountable barrier between blacks and whites, or if things have evolved, and how they've evolved. So our movie is indeed about Nicole Marie and her struggle to help those women, but it's also a snapshot of today's black community in South Africa and its relationship with the white community.
La communauté noire en Afrique du Sud et la communauté blanche.
This film resulted from a meeting with Mikhail Jeremias, who's a professional tennis player. He's been in a wheelchair since he was 18. He's full of life, with a support group around him, a very united family. So we wanted to make a feature about him, to understand how this group relates to disabilities, to show his family, and to follow him over the course of a year. We finished shooting by going with him to the Beijing Special Olympics. We were lucky because we witnessed a highlight of his career. We were all taken by the action, by the Beijing frenzy, and we realized that he had a chance at the gold medal. And when he won, it was incredible.
Et puis finalement, je suis tombé sur une autre histoire.
I found a story about farming schools in sub-Saharan Africa. Those schools are a somewhat new concept. AIDS is spreading in poor countries where people have poor eating habits. There is famine. As a consequence, medicine has little effect. If you don't have a proper diet, antiretroviral drugs don't help. So, they opened those schools to teach those children how to better grow crops in order to eat better, but also to sell their products in order to have some revenues to be able to go and buy medicine. In fact, dietary needs and AIDS are interrelated.
Il y a toute une problématique entre la nourriture et finalement le sida.
I first got the idea of filming this train hospital as I was in Zambia 4 years ago. I read articles about it, I got information on the internet, and I said to myself, well, that's a great story, I need to tell this story. I can't even find the words to tell you how great it is for young people to find someone ready to give money because they believe in you and they want you to succeed in your career and they want to train the next generation of good and objective journalists.
I think it's important that organizations such as Rotary and others get involved to help young journalists launch their careers. Here we have an opportunity to support young people, to enable them to advance their careers, to go abroad. Young professionals who will become, thanks to Rotary, we hope, very good reporters.
It's true that I never thought that Rotary could help young journalists, so it was a nice surprise.
What the Rotary sponsorship program allows young journalists is to prove that they're able to do their first 26-minute film. Rotary allows me to earn 10 years in my career, so what can I ask more?
The Rotary Scholarship is a game changer. You're able to get past the first step and be baptized by fire. We made that first film, and it's going to open many doors.
Through the award and the Rotary people I've met, I've learned what Rotary is. They enjoy following up with us. They call us to see what we're working on. It's not a closed organization, as I thought. It's much more open than I could have imagined.
We now have a core group for whom Rotary counts, who have found out what Rotary is.
Qui ont découvert ce qu'était le Rotary.
Since I got the award, I developed a better understanding of Rotary. I know that there are millions of people who donate to Rotary, people in the world who helped me make my film, who helped those women in South Africa, who thanks to this award have been able to sell more bags. So I would just like to say thank you.
Et donc voilà, merci tout simplement.